Hello everyone, welcome back to Agriculture Insight. Have you ever wondered how billions of bottles of orange juice are produced each year around the world? Packed with vitamin C and a refreshingly sweet taste, oranges are often called the golden fruit of the food processing industry, fueling a global beverage empire worth tens of billions of dollars. The journey begins on sun-drenched orchards, where each ripe orange is carefully hand-picked and swiftly transported to modern processing facilities. There, they go through a streamlined process that blends cutting-edge machinery with the delicate touch of human hands, transforming them into the chilled bottles of orange juice or fragrant jars of marmalade we love to enjoy every day. Today, let's join Agriculture Insight as we follow the transformation of these radiant fruits, from hanging on the tree to becoming delicious, nutrient-packed products. Let's dive in. Imagine standing in the heart of an endless sea of orange trees, stretching beyond the horizon. Welcome to São Paulo, Brazil. Brazil grows more oranges than any other country, over 17 million tons every year, nearly a third of the world's supply. But when it comes to turning those oranges into juice, the United States holds the crown, thanks to Tropicana. Today, Tropicana orange juice is enjoyed by millions around the world, with over 1 billion bottles produced each year. All thanks to a secret recipe that has been carefully guarded for decades, which we're about to uncover in this video. Bursting with vitamin C, orange juice contains twice as much as apple juice and nearly 3 times more than grape juice, turning your morning glass into a daily dose of sunshine and health. Like every great story, this one begins at the source, with the season's first ripe oranges, gently hand-picked from the orchard, revealing the very first secret in this magical process. Every year in November, the endless orange groves enter their most vibrant and bustling harvest season. Oranges must reach just the right level of ripeness, with firm, plump skins and a bright orange hue, before they can be picked to ensure the highest quality. At large-scale farms, harvesting machines operate in a highly systematic way. Soft brushes or vibrating rods move along each row of trees, calibrated to generate just the right amount of shaking, depending on the thickness of the branches and the ripeness of the fruit. Beneath the trees, a synchronized conveyor system quickly and continuously gathers the falling oranges, minimizing bruising and ensuring no ripe fruit is left behind. Meanwhile, in orchards where trees grow more naturally without neat rows, tree-shaking machines are the more common choice. The mechanical arms of these machines clamp onto the tree trunks and create powerful vibrations, causing all the ripe oranges to fall onto large tarps spread out beneath the trees. These modern systems can harvest up to 100 tons of oranges per day with remarkable speed and efficiency, especially ideal for orchards that are neatly pruned and organized in straight rows. However, as the saying goes, haste makes waste. Harvesting quickly with machines can damage the peel and the tree itself, while unripe oranges also get caught in the process. Perhaps even the orange trees wish for gentler treatment. That's why, on smaller farms, hand-picking remains the preferred method. Workers use specialized clippers to carefully harvest each orange, checking its ripeness right there in the orchard before gently placing it into baskets or mesh crates to avoid bruising. In the US, the job of picking oranges, rain or shine, is mostly done by immigrant laborers, earning about $1 per box. Strange as it may sound, these days it seems that an orange has an easier time immigrating to America than people from Mexico and many other countries. Once the baskets are full, the oranges are loaded onto small trucks and transported to a central storage area. And now, let's follow these oranges as they enter a world of high-tech processing, inside the orange juice factory, where secrets that have been closely guarded for decades are finally about to be revealed. As soon as the crates filled with plump, ripe oranges arrive at the factory, they're moved onto a conveyor belt fitted with rotating rollers. This roller system allows workers to examine each orange from multiple angles, identifying any that are bruised, rotten, or below standard size. Oranges that don't meet the requirements are immediately removed to ensure only high-quality fruit advances to the next stages of processing. Once the oranges pass quality control, they proceed to the cleaning area. Here, they're placed into large water tanks equipped with air bubble systems and sanitizing solutions that remove dust, pesticide residue, and any other impurities clinging to the peel. After this initial soak, the oranges roll through high-pressure spray nozzles for a final rinse, ensuring the surface is perfectly clean before entering the processing line. They are then moved to the drying conveyor. Powerful fans, working alongside rollers covered with soft bristles or special brushes, gently dry the oranges without damaging their delicate outer skin. In another part of the process, a modern factory setup will leave you amazed with its state-of-the-art machinery and impressive efficiency. Next comes sorting, a step that might seem simple, but is actually one of the most crucial links in the chain of producing a high-quality bottle of Tropicana orange juice. Only oranges that are perfectly ripe, full of juice, and have a flawless sweet-to-tart ratio are selected. A modern conveyor system equipped with sensors and automated cameras handles the sorting process based on size, color, and surface quality. The oranges first pass over adjustable slots that separate them by size. Smaller than standard fruit falls to a lower level for separate processing, while larger ones continue down the main line. In addition to the automated systems, trained workers are positioned along the conveyor to perform a final inspection, catching any flawed oranges the machines might miss. After this stage, the sorted fruit is directed to the appropriate processing or packaging area according to its quality. This meticulous sorting process ensures that only the best oranges make it into every bottle of juice. By combining advanced technology with human expertise, the factory maintains consistent flavor, color, and quality in every batch. The mixture of orange peel, sugar, and lemon juice is cooked in steam kettles or large copper pots at a temperature of around 104 and 108 degrees Celsius until it reaches the ideal thick, jam-like consistency. Once the ideal consistency is reached, the marmalade is poured into glass jars or plastic containers using an automated filling system on the production line. This filling process takes place in a sterile environment to ensure each container is filled with the exact amount of marmalade and remains uncontaminated. Lids are sealed, either screwed or pressed on, and labeled with full product details, including ingredients and expiration date. Sensors on the conveyor verify that each label is properly aligned and undamaged. After labeling, the jars go through a final quality check before being packed into cardboard boxes, sealed, and prepared for distribution. And now we arrive at the star of the show, the process behind the creation of those world-famous bottles of fresh orange juice. Once sorted, the oranges are sent into a modern mechanical juicing system, where they are pressed whole, no slicing required. Rotary drums or high-pressure presses compress each fruit, extracting the maximum amount of juice. This closed-loop system not only maximizes juice yield but also preserves the fresh flavor and natural nutrients, ensuring top-tier quality in every drop. Once extracted and filtered, the fresh orange juice is sent through a rapid pasteurization process, typically by briefly heating it to 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. and then quickly cooling it down. After pasteurization, the juice is poured into large specialized drums, usually ranging from 180 to 200 liters in capacity, and immediately stored in cold rooms at temperatures between 0 and 4 degrees Celsius. Afterward, the juice undergoes a thorough and multi-step quality inspection process to ensure it meets the highest standards of safety, purity, and flavor. Laboratory technicians collect samples from each batch to test for microbial content, pH levels, sugar concentration, and vitamin retention. Advanced analytical equipment is used to detect any possible contaminants or inconsistencies. At the same time, trained sensory panels may evaluate the taste, aroma, and color to ensure the juice maintains its signature freshness and balance. Storing the juice in these large batches helps maintain its quality and makes it easier to handle bulk distribution or prepare for final packaging later on. The entire bottling process is conducted in a sealed, sterile environment to prevent bacterial contamination and preserve product integrity. Before filling, empty containers, typically PET plastic bottles, glass bottles, or aseptic cartons, are thoroughly cleaned and dried with sterile hot air. The juice is precisely dispensed into the containers using volumetric sensor-controlled nozzles. Immediately afterward, the bottles are sealed tightly and passed through a tunnel pasteurizer using steam or hot water, which provides an extra layer of sterilization around the bottle's mouth and cap. This not only kills any remaining microorganisms, but also stabilizes the internal pressure to prevent the bottles from deforming during storage. Once pasteurized, the bottles are quickly cooled using cold mist sprays or immersion in chilled water baths. They then continue down the production line for final quality checks. Bottles that pass inspection are labeled, packed into boxes, stacked on pallets, and transferred into refrigerated storage, ready to be shipped to markets around the world. Apples are one of the most loved fruits across America. Did you know that American farmers harvest over 10.3 billion pounds of apples every year? Join us as we explore the journey from lush apple orchards, where ripe, juicy apples are carefully harvested, to the modern processing facilities where they are transformed into refreshing apple juice, premium apple pie, delicious cider, and high-quality apples ready for your table. Now, get ready to dive into the fascinating world of apples. Let's get started. Here we are, visiting one of the largest apple-growing regions in the United States, Washington State, often called the apple basket of the nation. With its ideal climate, fertile soil, and producing over 70% of the country's apples, Washington is not only famous, but also the birthplace of some of the finest apples around. Here, apple trees take about 2 to 3 years from planting to start blooming, and it takes a few more months for those delicate blossoms to transform into plump, juicy apples. And when harvest season arrives, the apple orchards come alive with activity. Farmers carefully pick each apple by hand, using a gentle twisting technique to remove the fruit from the branch without damaging the skin. This is crucial to ensure the apples stay fresh during transport and processing. Once picked, the apples are placed directly onto conveyor belts supported by modern machines. These machines move slowly through the rows of trees, gently collecting the apples with care and efficiency. From there, the apples are transferred into specially designed containers that protect them from bruising on their journey to the processing facility. This mechanical machine features a rotating cleaning unit on the conveyor belt, equipped with soft brushes that spin continuously to gently remove dirt and impurities from the surface without damaging the delicate skin of the apples. This method combines the skillful hands of farmers with advanced technology, ensuring the apples always maintain their top quality. It's the first step in the journey of bringing Washington's famous apples to your table. After being carefully harvested and safely transported, the apples continue their journey at modern processing facilities. Here, advanced technology is used to make sure the apples not only stay fresh, but are also prepared to become high-quality products that meet consumer expectations. At the processing facility, the first step in handling the apples is thorough cleaning. They are placed into an automated washing system, where they pass through large water tanks. Here, gentle water currents wash away dirt, sand, and surface impurities. Next, the apples are guided through a high-pressure spray system, where powerful nozzles thoroughly clean every nook and cranny of each apple, removing any remaining debris. In some advanced facilities, ozone water or mild sanitizing solutions are also used to ensure the apples meet strict food safety standards. After the apples are washed, they move up the conveyor belt to the drying section in the sorting facility. Here, modern dryers use a strong yet gentle airflow to remove excess water from the surface without compromising the quality of the fruit. At the same time, soft brushes work alongside to gently clean and polish the apple skin, giving it a bright and appealing shine. This process ensures the apples are thoroughly dried and ready for the next stage, while maintaining their freshness and visual appeal. After being thoroughly cleaned, the apples move to the sorting area. Advanced optical scanners carefully inspect each apple, analyzing details like size, color, shape, and the condition of the skin. The highest quality apples are sorted based on size and grade, ready for packaging or further processing. Apples that don't meet the standards are redirected to other processing lines for uses like juice or other apple-based products. After being sorted by the machine, the apples move along the conveyor belt to the automated labeling system. Here, advanced sensors in the labeling machine precisely identify the correct position and quickly apply small labels to each apple evenly. Next, the fresh, high-quality apples are moved to the packaging area. Here, each apple is carefully placed into trays or carton boxes, lined with soft padding to protect the fruit from scratches and bruises. The apple crates are then loaded into cartons and transported to the warehouse, ready for delivery to the consumer. Moreover, in some modern facilities, the packaging process is fully automated. Advanced robotic systems with precise sensors carefully pick up each apple, gently placing them evenly into trays. This method ensures faster processing speeds, minimizes errors, increases efficiency, and maintains consistent product quality. These packaging robots can operate continuously for extended periods, handling large orders while still delivering the highest standards of quality. Next, we come to the apple pie factory, an icon of American cuisine. The process of making apple pies in the factory begins with preparing the filling from fresh apple slices, which are lightly cooked with honey, apple juice, and cinnamon in large steam-heated kettles to create a smooth and flavorful mixture. Next, the pie crust is made from premium butter, whole wheat flour, honey, and ice-cold water, ensuring the crust remains flaky after baking. The dough is rolled into thin sheets and placed over pie molds, while the apple filling is automatically pumped into each crust. Then, a top layer of crust is added, and the edges are trimmed and neatly crimped before the pies are baked in a convection oven for even cooking. Generally, the baking process takes around 10 to 15 minutes at temperatures ranging from 375 to 425 degrees. Pies that meet the standards are flash frozen, sealed in airtight packaging, and placed into cardboard boxes, ready for distribution to consumers. The factory can produce over 2,100 apple pies per hour, meeting the high market demand. For apples used in making juice or cider, where appearance is less critical, harvesting is done using shaking machines. Shaking machines are among the most common harvesting tools on apple farms. Initially, the machine is positioned near the apple tree that needs to be harvested. The arm of the machine is adjusted to fit snugly around the trunk, ensuring that the device can efficiently shake the tree. Once the arm is correctly positioned, the shaking system is activated. The shaking force is evenly distributed from low to high, ensuring that the apples fall gently without damage. The apples then fall directly to the ground around the tree. After the apples fall to the ground, apple sweeping machines are used to collect them. These machines feature a rotating arm close to the ground that sucks up the apples, and a front barrier that pushes the apples into rows to prevent them from being run over. Farmers control the machine as it moves along the rows of apples. The apples on the ground are moved into the machine by the rotating part, and then onto a conveyor system that leads them into a storage bin attached to the back of the machine. As the apples pass through this conveyor system, impurities such as dry leaves and weeds are also removed. Once the rear bin is full, the machine transfers the apples to another trailer, which will transport the apples to the storage facility. Additionally, shaking machines equipped with catching nets are also used. These operate similarly to standard shaking machines, but after the apples fall, they land on a net instead of directly onto the ground. The apples are then conveyed from the net to a conveyor belt that moves them into a storage container. This machine essentially combines the features of the two previously mentioned machines. However, it can cause damage to the apples and does not allow for selective harvesting of only ripe apples. Farmers may stand behind the machine to remove any damaged apples that are collected. This method helps to reduce the impact on the apples and somewhat streamlines the collection process. Next is the over-the-row apple harvester, a specialized machine made in Germany. This machine is suitable for apple varieties with smaller trees, less branching, and heights under 3 meters, planted in straight rows. It is equipped with a multi-tier rotating shaft system made of rubber. As the machine moves over the trees, the rotating rings vigorously shake them, causing ripe red apples to fall. The apples are then moved by a conveyor belt to a storage container. This method is very modern, however, it does not remove impurities such as leaves from the apples and can potentially damage the plants. After the apples are harvested and transported to the factory, their journey truly begins. First, the apples are thoroughly cleaned in an automated washing system. High-pressure spray nozzles combined with soaking tanks effectively remove dirt and impurities from the surface of the apples. This step ensures proper hygiene and prepares the apples for grinding and pressing. Once cleaned, the apples are transferred to a grinding machine where they are crushed to release their juice, creating a pulp mixture that is ready for the pressing stage. Next, the apple pulp is sent to a hydraulic press or screw press to extract fresh juice. This is a crucial step because the juice obtained forms the foundation for the quality of the cider. To ensure purity, the juice is thoroughly filtered to remove any pulp residue and impurities, leaving behind a clear, flavorful liquid that captures the natural taste of the apples. The apple juice is then pumped into large fermentation tanks, typically made of stainless steel or oak. At this stage, yeast is added to kickstart the fermentation process, where the natural sugars in the apple juice are converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process occurs in a carefully controlled environment with strict regulation of temperature and time, usually lasting 1 to 3 weeks. This ensures that every drop of cider achieves the desired alcohol content and flavor profile. Once the cider reaches its perfect flavor, it is transferred to an automated bottling line. The cider is lightly pasteurized with heat or filtered through membranes to ensure safety and stability. Each bottle is then filled, sealed tightly, and labeled with detailed product information, including the type of cider, alcohol content, and production date. Finally, the bottles undergo one last quality check before being packed and distributed to stores or exported to international markets. Apple cider has a long history in the United States, beginning with European settlers who brought apple seeds and cider-making techniques to the New World in the 17th century. During the colonial era, cider became a popular drink due to the ease of growing apples and the unreliability of clean water. In addition, cider is also bottled in larger sizes for ease of use. In addition to cider, fresh apples are also turned into bottled apple juice, a popular drink that's natural and nutritious. The process of making apple juice shares many similarities with cider production. After the apples are washed, ground, and pressed to extract the juice, the liquid undergoes pasteurization at a temperature of 60 to 85 degrees Celsius for a short period. This step eliminates bacteria and yeast while preserving the natural flavor and beneficial nutrients of the apples. After making apple pies or other apple products, apple pomace is often used as animal feed. Finally, The apple juice is sent to an automated packaging line. Glass bottles or small pouches are carefully sterilized before being filled with the juice, then sealed tightly and labeled with all the necessary product information. The packaged juice undergoes strict quality checks to ensure safety and perfect flavor before being distributed to retail outlets. Apple juice is not only a delicious beverage, but also offers numerous health benefits, such as providing vitamin C, antioxidants, and boosting the immune system. With its natural sweetness and easy-to-drink appeal, apple juice has become a popular choice in American diets, from family breakfasts to sports events. Apples are also a symbol of America, widely grown in states like Washington and New York, with farms producing millions of tons of apples annually. The popularity of apple juice not only drives the agricultural sector, but also contributes to a unique culinary culture, tied to iconic images like apple pies and autumn festivities. This demonstrates that apple juice is more than just a drink, it's an integral part of American life and culture. In addition, apples are also processed into applesauce. The production process of applesauce begins with washing and peeling the apples, followed by cutting them into small pieces for easier cooking. These apple pieces are placed into a large pot and cooked with a small amount of water to maintain their softness while preserving their natural flavor. During the cooking process, sugar and spices like cinnamon can be added according to the recipe. Once the apples are soft, they are mashed or blended to the desired consistency, ranging from chunky to smooth. Finally, the applesauce is packaged into jars or sealed containers, ready for consumption or long-term storage. Now you get in a juicy punch of vitamin C and antioxidants. The peach is the undeniable heartthrob of the orchard, a sultry sweetheart that's been melting hearts for generations. Each year, over 27 million tons of peaches are harvested around the world, and a significant portion of them ends up in cans. The journey of these plump beauties begins in sun-drenched orchards, where skilled hands gently pick each fruit at the perfect stage of ripeness. From there, they travel to state-of-the-art processing facilities, where humans and cutting-edge machines work in perfect harmony to turn them into juicy, flavor-packed cans ready to be shipped across the world. Today, Agriculture Insight invites you to follow the journey of the true queen of fruits, from golden summer orchards to the most advanced production lines on Earth. China leads the world in peach production, harvesting over 17 million tons annually and accounting for around 60% of global output. However, when it comes to deep processing, the United States is the true heavyweight, the place where peaches are elevated into a refined industry, where every canned slice is treated with care, like an edible work of art. Not every peach earns the honor of making it into a can. Only clingstone varieties, known for their firm flesh, resilient texture, and how tightly they cling to the pit, can withstand sterilization temperatures above 100 degrees Celsius, while still maintaining their shape, smoothness, and intense sweetness. In the heart of summer, when sunlight seeps deep into every leaf and the morning breeze still carries the scent of dawn, California's ripe clingstone peaches begin the most important journey of their lives. Harvest season has arrived. Across the endless peach orchards of California, hundreds of workers begin their day at the break of dawn. These peach pickers aren't just strong, they're fast, nimble, and impressively precise. They balance effortlessly on tall ladders, undaunted by heights, their hands moving swiftly, their eyes scanning every branch for the perfect fruit. They don't rely on machines to check ripeness. They trust their hands, calloused by years of experience and the knowledge passed down through generations. Some peaches fall gently with just a touch, others require a perfect twist, and some are better left for tomorrow. Canning peaches must be firm, perfectly ripe, with golden orange skin tinged with red. Because they bruise easily, they're all hand-picked, each twist gentle, each touch precise. Even a tiny scratch means disqualification from the can. Have you ever bitten into a sun-ripened peach right in the orchard, where the skin's as soft as velvet, the juice explodes everywhere, and the aroma hits like summer throwing a party in your mouth? Under the scorching summer sun, wide-brimmed hats, sun-protective scarves, and sunscreen become the essential armor of every peach picker. Not just to block the heat, but also to defend against bees and bugs hiding among the leaves. After all, no one wants to finish a long harvest day with a swollen face. A skilled peach picker can harvest about 90 to 140 kilograms a day. That's thousands of hand-selected peaches. Each bin slowly fills with ripe fruit, their golden orange skins kissed with blush red hues, gleaming like summer gemstones. At the orchard's weighing station, a supervisor uses a handheld scanner, usually a barcode or RFID device, to quickly scan the ID tag on each picker's hat or shirt, precisely recording their effort and daily harvest total. Harvesting may end, but it marks the beginning of a race against time. Once picked, peaches must be delivered to the factory within 6 to 12 hours. Any delay, and their signature freshness and crisp texture begin to fade. Every minute counts, because the goal is clear: get the peaches to the factory at their perfect moment. Peach harvesting isn't loud like rice cutting or bustling like orange picking. It's more like a delicate dance between farmers and fruit. It's the moment the entire orchard waits for, when 3 years of care and effort finally come together in each basket of golden, juicy peaches. Under the summer sun, freshly harvested peaches are quickly transported to the collection area, where specialized trucks stand ready. These aren't your average trucks. They're specially designed with shock-absorbing padding. This ensures that each peach is well protected from bruising and heat during the entire journey to the processing plant. Because peaches are extremely delicate, prone to softening, bruising, and even fermenting if left out too long, they cannot stay at room temperature for more than 4 to 6 hours. As soon as the peaches arrive at the receiving area, the rapid cooling process begins. They are immediately fed into a hydro-cooling system, where cold water is sprayed continuously like a gentle summer rain, quickly reducing the internal temperature of each fruit. Within just 30 to 45 minutes, the core temperature drops to 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. After that, the peaches are typically placed in short-term cold storage. The cold storage room for peaches after chilling is typically maintained at a temperature of around 0 to 2 degrees Celsius, with a relative humidity of 90 to 95%. This temperature is low enough to slow down the ripening process and limit microbial growth. Once all the ideal conditions have been secured, it's time to wake up the peaches from their chilled slumber and give them a proper cleanup before their big transformation. They continue their journey to the washing area. Before washing, the peaches go through a manual pre-sorting line, where skilled workers quickly remove leaves, twigs, and any foreign objects left over from the harvest. Believe it or not, there have even been cases where snakes were found hiding among the peaches, a job that definitely requires both speed and courage. Right after that, the peaches are transferred to an automated washing area, where high-pressure spray nozzles combined with gently rotating drums rinse away dust and soil from the skin without scratching the delicate surface of the fruit. After being thoroughly washed and polished, the glistening peaches are brought to a long manual sorting table, where skilled workers use nimble hands and sharp eyes to swiftly remove any that don't meet the standards: bruised, misshapen, overripe, or underripe. Only the finest peaches are allowed to continue the journey. Next, the peaches are sent through a state-of-the-art electronic sorting system. Here, each fruit passes under high-speed cameras and precision sensors that capture its size, shape, and surface condition. The data is instantly processed, and the system gently guides each peach into the correct bin based on its designated grade and size. From there, the peaches with standard sizes begin their journey into the canned peach production process. The process begins with selected peaches being fed into an automated cutting machine. Here, precision blades slice the fruit in half and remove the pit, even while the skin is still intact. Cutting the peaches before peeling not only saves time, but also helps prevent the fruit from softening due to exposure to high temperatures in later stages. After the peaches are halved by the machine, workers perform a manual inspection to remove any remaining pits that the machine may have missed. Then, the peach halves are transferred into a tank containing sodium hydroxide, NaOH. In this bath, the outer skin reacts gently with the alkali, loosening and detaching easily within 30 to 60 seconds. Once the outer skin has been loosened by the alkaline solution, the peach halves are transferred to a neutralizing rinse containing citric acid or ascorbic acid, vitamin C. This step effectively eliminates any remaining alkali from the surface of the fruit, while also preventing oxidation and preserving the peach's naturally vibrant yellow color before it continues through the next stages of processing. After being soaked in the alkaline solution, the peach halves are passed through a screening system with uniformly sized holes to sort out and remove any pieces that do not meet the required size standards before moving on to the next processing steps. Next, the peaches move through a high-pressure rinsing system, which thoroughly removes the loosened skin and neutralizes any residual alkali to ensure food safety. At this stage, each half is passed through a specialized cutter equipped with 3-blade knives, which divide the fruit into uniformly sized slices. Before being canned, the peach slices pass through an advanced light-based inspection system, which typically uses ultraviolet UV light. Even the smallest defects are detected and removed. This ensures that only the most perfect slices make it to the final canning stage. Workers then take over the task of arranging the peach slices neatly into cans. This manual arrangement helps enhance the visual appeal of the final product and optimizes the space within each can. You thought that was the end? Not quite. There's one final step: preparing the syrup from water and sugar. It may sound simple, but it's absolutely essential. The syrup is heated to around 90 degrees Celsius and adjusted to 14 to 18 degrees Brix, then poured over the peaches to preserve their color, flavor, and extend shelf life. After being filled with syrup, the cans are tightly sealed using high-precision seamers to ensure they are completely airtight and leak-proof. Then comes the sterilization stage. The peach cans are placed into a retort system, consisting of large horizontal heating chambers, where they are cooked at temperatures ranging from 100 degrees Celsius to 121 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 20 minutes. This process effectively eliminates any remaining microorganisms, extends shelf life, and ensures the peach slices retain their natural shape, texture, and vibrant color. And so, after countless steps of care and precision, the peach cans are cooled and stacked into large blocks right in the canning area. From there, they are transported to a large-scale intermediate warehouse, a spacious, well-ventilated facility designed to hold tens of thousands of cans each day. At this stage, the cans are not yet labeled or boxed, allowing flexibility to meet the specific requirements of each export order. When the shipping schedule arrives, the cans are retrieved from storage and sent through an automatic labeling line, where brand names, ingredients, barcodes, and origin information are applied according to the target market. Finally, the labeled cans are packed into cardboard cartons, typically 12 to 24 cans per box, ready for final inspection before being dispatched from the factory. From the factory's cold storage, they travel in containers to supermarkets, restaurants, cafes, and family kitchens across dozens of countries. From sun-drenched orchards to cutting-edge production lines, every can of peaches is the result of technology, hard work, and a deep appreciation for agricultural heritage. This journey doesn't just produce food, it connects people to the land, the seasons, and timeless traditions. Each soft, sweet slice carries with it a story far greater than it appears. And behind that sweetness, countless wonders are still waiting to be discovered. But the journey doesn't end here. Right now, we're about to embark on another adventure that's even more amazing. Everyone thinks of strawberries as the symbol of love, but few realize this red, juicy fruit is also the raw material behind a multi-billion-dollar industry, where cutting-edge robots and machines are now replacing both farmers and chefs. Each year, over 500 billion strawberries are harvested around the world, and a precious portion of them is set aside for a sweet transformation known as strawberry jam. The journey of these ripe, Ruby red berries begins in the sun-drenched fields of temperate zones, where each strawberry is carefully hand-picked at peak ripeness. From there, they're transported to some of the most advanced food processing facilities, where science and sweetness collide to create jars of rich, aromatic, and utterly irresistible strawberry jam. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we dive deep into the sweet, high-tech world of strawberry jam production, and discover why this iconic spread truly earns its crown as the queen of all jams. If there were a global strawberry showdown, China would be crushing it in volume, but the United States, it's leading in prestige. In China, over 3 million tons of strawberries are harvested every year, nearly 3 times more than the US. An impressive number, no doubt. But if you ask the world which strawberry jam brands they actually remember, the answer lies across the Pacific. Smucker's, Bon Maman, Welch's, and a lineup of legendary names all hail from America. Because in the US, strawberry jam isn't just a breakfast spread. It's a culture, an industry, and the global gold standard of sweet perfection. The US may not grow the most, but it knows how to turn a humble berry into something the world loves to spread on toast every morning. The reality is, not every strawberry makes it to consumers while still fresh. Left too long, it spoils quickly, and that's exactly why the processing industry exists. Turning strawberries into jam isn't just about preservation, it's a way to extend the life of a delicate fruit, reduce waste, optimize the supply chain, and transform something fragile into lasting value. At high-end strawberry farms, where every berry is selected for export or premium jam production, automated harvesting machines are becoming the go-to solution. Equipped with AI-powered cameras and soft robotic arms, these machines can accurately identify ripe strawberries and gently pluck them using silicone grippers or vacuum suction without damaging the fruit or tearing the stem. The entire process is smooth and precise. Each berry is placed into soft, cushioned trays immediately after picking to preserve its shape and freshness. A single machine can harvest up to 10,000 pounds of strawberries per day, operating mainly in the early morning hours, the golden window to lock in flavor and quality. Even as technology reaches into every furrow of the field, in the United States, strawberry harvesting, especially on organic farms, hilly terrain, or hard-to-reach areas, still belongs to the hands of human workers. Strawberry pickers move like silent artisans, carefully weaving through the rows, selecting the perfect berries at just the right moment. Each fruit is gently placed into ventilated plastic trays, lying in a single layer like eggs in a nest. No stacking, no crushing, no bruising. Once a tray is full, they make their way quickly back to the collection point to transfer the berries into cold storage. This must happen within 1 to 2 hours of picking. Any delay, and the quality starts to slip away. On average, each picker harvests between 9 to 13 kilograms of strawberries per hour. It may not sound like much, but this work supports over 55,000 seasonal jobs across the US each year, most of them held by immigrant agricultural workers. Hand-picking doesn't just preserve the quality of each berry, it sustains the livelihoods of tens of thousands of families. That's why the American strawberries or local markets, while the rest will enter processing lines to become jam, frozen fruit, or dried products. Only the highest quality berries, bright red, plump, unbruised, and free of pest damage, are kept, while those that are soft, scratched, or uneven in color are removed immediately. Sorting requires not only a keen eye, but also speed and experience, as strawberries begin to lose freshness rapidly, just a few hours after being picked. On large farms, harvesting may take several days, and sorting can continue non-stop from morning until night. Careful sorting ensures not only product quality but also efficiency in the next stages of production. Each selected strawberry must be evenly ripe to guarantee consistent color, texture, and overall product quality. After careful sorting, The selected strawberries are gently packed into specialized boxes or cartons with soft padding and ventilation holes to protect the fruit throughout transport. These boxes are then sent directly to cold storage facilities, where stable, low temperatures help preserve their freshness and quality. From there, part of the strawberries is distributed to local supermarkets to meet domestic demand, while higher-grade batches continue their journey toward export markets, appearing on breakfast tables across the United States, Europe, and Asia. But what about the strawberries that don't make it to the fresh market? They're given a second, sweeter destiny, heading straight to jam factories. As soon as they enter the line, strawberries are preliminarily sorted and neatly placed into individual molds, ready for stem removal. More than 2,000 berries per minute glide through an automated blade system, where each stem is sliced cleanly with near-perfect precision. A deviation of just a few millimeters can cause the blade to cut into the soft flesh, distorting the berry's shape, and in this industry, even the slightest imperfection can instantly cut its commercial value in half. Strawberries are then placed on rotating rollers and pass beneath a series of high-pressure water jets. These jets are carefully calibrated to remove dust and surface residue without bruising the delicate fruit. Immediately afterward, the berries slide into a high-capacity washing tank, where powerful water agitation dislodges any remaining sand, stems, or leaf fragments. Throughout this process, a network of guide rails ensures the berries remain evenly spaced and cushioned, reducing physical impact and preserving the fruit's integrity during continuous cleaning. This multi-stage wash is critical for meeting food safety standards while maintaining the berry's appearance and texture. After cleaning, the strawberries move onto an inspection belt, where trained workers manually sort through each batch. Damaged, overripe, or discolored berries are quickly removed to ensure only high-quality fruit continues down the line. This hands-on step adds an extra layer of quality control that machines alone can't guarantee. Now, let's take a closer look at a process we rarely get to see, but one that plays a crucial role in preserving the full flavor and value of every single strawberry: freeze drying. The process begins with an ultra-fast deep freeze, plunging the strawberries to around -40 degrees Celsius. The frozen strawberries enter a vacuum drying chamber. Through a process called sublimation, the ice within the fruit evaporates directly into vapor. A powerful upward airflow lifts the berry pieces slightly, causing them to bounce and hover just enough to stay separated. What makes freeze drying stand out isn't just the technology, but the results. Unlike conventional drying methods, which can strip away up to 40 to 50% of the fruit's vitamin C, freeze drying retains more than 95%. The strawberries emerge light, crisp, and intensely flavorful, packed with their original sweetness, natural aroma, and essential nutrients almost completely intact. After passing through the freezing tunnel, the strawberries move on to manual inspection, where workers carefully sort through each frozen piece, removing any that are bruised, freezer burned, or don't meet quality standards. Once the freezing process is complete, the strawberries are transferred to the packing area. Each batch is carefully weighed and poured into food-grade bulk bags. Workers quickly fold and seal the tops using a heat-sealing machine, ensuring an airtight closure to prevent moisture buildup. These frozen strawberry bags are then transferred directly to deep freeze storage, where they are kept at ultra-low temperatures to maintain peak quality, patiently awaiting shipment to jam factories for the next stage of production. At last, we've arrived at the most anticipated stage inside the jam factory, where frozen strawberries begin their transformation into irresistible jars of sweet, velvety jam. The frozen strawberries are carefully thawed under strictly controlled conditions. This process typically takes 4 to 6 hours at a chilled temperature of around 0 to 4 degrees Celsius to prevent thermal shock, which can cause excess moisture release, softening, or discoloration. The strawberries are then transferred into large-capacity industrial cooking kettles, specially designed to distribute heat evenly and maintain stable temperatures throughout the cooking process. Here, the strawberries are combined with sugar, pectin, a natural gelling agent derived from plants, and sometimes lemon juice or citric acid to balance the sweet tart flavor and achieve the ideal thick, jam-like consistency. Throughout the cooking process, the mixture is continuously stirred by automatic paddles to prevent scorching at the bottom and to help maintain the strawberry's vibrant red color. Cooking typically lasts between 30 and 45 minutes, with constant checks on viscosity, aroma, and brix levels to ensure consistent quality in every batch. If you look closely during the cooking process, you might notice a small amount of white powder being added to the mixture. This is usually pectin or citric acid in crystalline form, added at different stages to adjust the jam's gelling properties. And here's where the biggest secret in the strawberry's sweet journey is revealed. Under the intense heat of cooking, the berry's vibrant red color begins to fade, replaced by a deeper brown hue, a result of a chemical reaction between sugar and anthocyanin, the fruit's natural pigment. This leads to a surprising truth. The bright red color you see on your favorite jar of strawberry jam isn't actually the berry's real color after cooking. To preserve the iconic look of this beloved treat, many manufacturers quietly add natural coloring derived from red beet or blackcurrant. A sweet little twist in the world of food, where eye-catching appearances sometimes come from something entirely unrelated to strawberries. Once the jam reaches the perfect consistency and flavor, it is still piping hot when poured directly into sterilized glass jars or specialized plastic containers. The filling process is fast but precise, ensuring the jam maintains a high enough temperature to naturally sterilize each jar. Each stream of jam flows like a ribbon of golden sweetness, but behind that smooth texture lies a highly precise technical requirement. The filling process is extremely fast, yet must be carried out with absolute accuracy, because the jam must be poured while still hot, typically at 85 to 90 degrees Celsius, to achieve natural sterilization inside the jar. This temperature not only eliminates potential bacteria, but also creates a mild vacuum as it cools, keeping the jam safe without the need for added preservatives. Right after being sealed, the jam jars pass through a cold water spray system. This cooling step quickly brings down the internal temperature, preventing the jam from continuing to simmer inside the jar and helping to preserve its ideal texture, color, and flavor. Next comes the final finishing stage. Each jar of jam, after a final quality check, is labeled clearly and printed with complete information about ingredients and expiration date, ensuring transparency and convenience for consumers. The jars are then neatly packed into sturdy, well-lined cartons to prevent damage during transport. These finished cartons are transferred to deep cold storage, where stable, year-round temperatures provide ideal conditions for preservation. Here, the jam jars go into a brief hibernation period, allowing shelf life to extend while maintaining their texture, consistency, and flavor, until they're ready to head out to supermarkets or find a place in your kitchen. And that's the meticulous journey behind every jar of vibrant strawberry jam, sweet from the fields to every spoonful you enjoy. Each jar is the result of a careful process of selection, processing, and dedication. Don't forget, there are still many exciting journeys ahead, uncovering the fascinating stories behind everyday foods. If you found this video enjoyable and informative, please like, share, and leave a comment to support us. Hello everyone, welcome back to Agriculture Insight. Did you know that the US produces around 780 million pounds of plums every year? Most of them come from California, where sun-drenched orchards are filled with ripe, juicy plums, releasing a sweet and inviting aroma. When harvest season arrives, these plump fruits are carefully picked by hand or with modern shaking machines, ensuring a quick yet gentle harvest that preserves their freshness. From there, the freshly harvested plums are carefully transported to modern processing facilities, where they undergo a thorough cleaning process, precise sorting, and an intelligently designed drying technique that transforms them into delicious, naturally sweet, dried plum products loved by consumers around the world. From lush plum orchards to irresistible treats, every step of the journey is a fascinating story. Join Agriculture Insight as we dive into this sweet adventure. California, with its mild climate and fertile soil, is the perfect place for lush, fruit-filled plum orchards. After patiently growing for 3 to 5 years, plum trees bloom with delicate white flowers before bearing fruit, gradually ripening from green to deep red and purple. By late summer, when the plums reach peak sweetness, advanced harvesting machines are ready to begin their journey from orchard to table. In large-scale plum orchards, specialized harvesters play a crucial role in helping farmers collect plums quickly while preserving their quality. These machines are equipped with a flexible mechanical arm that moves slowly along the rows, carefully picking ripe plums. Once in position, the machine's arm gently reaches into the tree canopy, using rotating brushes or soft bristles to encourage the plums to drop naturally, minimizing damage. Below, an automatic catching system unfolds to safely collect the falling plums, preventing them from hitting the ground. Right after being collected, the plums gently roll onto an integrated conveyor belt, where soft brushes perform an initial cleaning, removing dirt while powerful air jets blow away small debris. Thanks to this smart design, plums are not only harvested faster, but also get a basic cleaning before being transferred into large storage bins, ready for the next stages of sorting and processing. With modern technology, this harvesting machine can handle up to 12,000 pounds of plums per hour, significantly increasing farm productivity while ensuring top-quality fruit. One of the most advanced technologies used in plum harvesting is the tree shaker, with a large catching system. This machine works like a giant mechanical hand, gripping the tree trunk and generating precisely controlled vibrations. The shaking force is carefully adjusted to dislodge only the fully ripe plums while leaving the leaves and branches intact, ensuring the tree remains healthy for future harvests. As soon as the plums start to fall, a large catching frame unfolds beneath the tree canopy, acting like a soft landing pad. Made from flexible materials, it absorbs impact, preventing bruising and keeping the fruit fresh. The plums are then quickly funneled into a vacuum-assisted conveyor system, where they undergo initial cleaning before being transferred into large bins for transport. With this optimized technology, the machine can harvest up to 10,000 pounds of plums per hour, drastically reducing labor while making the process far more efficient than traditional hand-picking methods. Another advanced version of the plum harvester is the inverted umbrella canopy shaker, specially designed for orchards with wide tree canopies or uneven terrain. When the machine operates, it gently shakes the tree trunk, causing the ripe plums to fall onto the umbrella-shaped catching surface. Thanks to its sloped design, the plums naturally slide down into the conveyor system inside the machine, smoothly moving to the next processing stage. During this process, the plums are immediately cleaned using rotating brushes and air blowers, effectively removing dust and debris right in the orchard. With cutting-edge technological advancements, these modern harvesting machines enable American farmers to gather million pounds of plums each year, maximizing productivity while significantly reducing labor effort, ensuring a fast, efficient harvest that preserves the exceptional quality of each plum. Not all plums are harvested entirely by machines. While modern harvesting equipment plays a crucial role, many farms still rely on hand harvesting, especially in orchards on hilly terrain or when top-quality fruit is required. Farmers carefully select each plum, picking only those that have reached the perfect ripeness, size, and color. This method helps eliminate lower-quality fruit from the start, ensuring only the best plums make it to market. Unlike machines, which can shake trees vigorously, hand harvesting is gentler, protecting the trees from broken branches or excessive leaf loss, which helps maintain long-term productivity. Once picked, the plums are gently placed in soft-lined baskets to prevent bruising and preserve their fresh flavor. A skilled worker can harvest 50 to 80 pounds of plums per hour, while a machine can process thousands of pounds at once, a major difference in efficiency. Though more time-consuming, hand harvesting adds irreplaceable value. It's not just a job, it's a labor of love and dedication, ensuring that only the finest plums make their way from the orchard to your hands. The journey of transforming fresh plums into high-quality dried plums is a meticulous process that combines modern technology with strict quality control. As soon as they leave the farm, the plump, juicy plums are transported to the factory, where they go through an automated cleaning process. Here, high-capacity washing systems use high-pressure water sprays and soft brushes to remove all dirt and debris, ensuring each plum is perfectly clean. After their refreshing wash, the plums move on to the sorting stage. Any damaged or underdeveloped fruits are quickly removed. Only plums with uniform size and ideal ripeness make it to the next step in the process. Once the fresh plums have been cleaned and sorted, they enter the most crucial stage, drying. This step is essential for extending shelf life while preserving their naturally sweet flavor. First, the plums are evenly spread out on large trays and placed in industrial drying ovens, set to temperatures between 104 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Over the course of 18 to 24 hours, moisture gradually evaporates without compromising the plum's soft and chewy texture. The result? Delicious, perfectly dried plums, ready for the next stages of processing and packaging. After the drying process, the prunes still aren't ready for packaging just yet. They go through a second wash, an important step that removes the natural sugars released during drying. After being cleaned and cooled, plums enter the pitting stage with high precision to maintain their shape. The process begins with softening the plums using steam or warm water, making the fruit more pliable. The softened plums are then fed into an automated pitting system, where specialized rollers or blades gently press and remove the pits without damaging the delicate flesh. However, machines are not always flawless. Therefore, after pitting, the plums undergo a quality control step to detect and remove defective or unpitted fruit. At this stage, skilled workers carefully inspect each plum, assessing its color, size, and uniformity to ensure that only those meeting quality standards proceed to the next stage. After all the meticulous steps from harvesting to processing, the final stage is packaging. The prunes are carefully placed in vacuum-sealed bags or airtight containers, helping to extend shelf life while preserving their sweet flavor and soft, chewy texture. But packaging isn't just about preservation, it's also designed with consumers in mind. Each package includes clear product information, origin details, and quality standards, making it easy for buyers to choose with confidence. While plums may not be a major agricultural commodity, the plum industry, especially dried plums, still plays a significant role in the U.S. agricultural economy. Every year, the United States produces about 780 million pounds of plums, with the majority coming from California, where the climate is ideal for plum cultivation. This industry generates hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue annually, not only supplying the domestic market, but also exporting to countries around the world. The processing and distribution of plum products create thousands of jobs, from farmers tending the orchards to workers in food processing plants. More than just a fruit, plums are an essential part of the U.S. agricultural economy. The magical journey of the plum tree begins in early spring or autumn, when temperatures range between 59 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and the soil has been carefully prepared. During the first 3 to 5 years, the trees require consistent care, with proper pruning to maximize sunlight absorption and ensure healthy growth. By early spring, once the trees have matured, the orchards burst into bloom with delicate white or pale pink flowers, creating a picturesque landscape before the fruit begins to form. A sweet harmony between agriculture and the grandeur of nature. We've just taken an exciting journey through the life of plums, from sun-kissed orchards bursting with fruit to the careful harvesting process, and finally, their transformation into delicious products loved by many.